So it's Do It in Public with Taimoor.
Thank you for inviting me.
Do it in public. You have nothing to hide. Start using the internet. Join the ride.
How are you doing, Taimoor?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So it's 38 degrees centigrade. Enjoying the holiday as I'm on semester break. So enjoying the holidays, like obviously.
Nice, nice. So you still studying in university?
Yes, I do study in university. It's I'm starting my last year. It's seventh sitting, and I'm 21, right? So still in
Okay.
uni.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So just for the context for everyone listening, Taimoor and me, we've been engaging in Twitter for some time, and a few days ago we launched a paid Nano offering, and Taimoor is one of the first paid customers, and I'm super grateful for him for that. And we saw a bit of his story in Twitter, and it looks very exciting. So I invited him to learn more about him and learn what he's building and how we can be helpful with Nana. So let's start from your story. So usually we're speaking here about like building in public, like in the hacking story. So probably like if you can tell like how you got there, how you got to the startup building, like what do you think about like one person is a company thing. Tell me your story.
Sure. So it's actually a story for me these days because I've been on to call with like more than 500 people now in previous 6 7 months, and it's a story now that I'm like I tell to people. So I my journey starts at like when I was 12. I tapped into freelancing and entrepreneurial industry. Um, I know that this is something that I started at very young age, but obviously the young ones are doing the best things right now, right? So the thing is, my journey starts at 12. I Sorry for the inconveniences, right? So
Nice facts.
basically, I'm not in my hostel right now, and I don't have the tool. So we're gonna cut these clips and stuff like that,
No,
and
no, it's all like
yeah.
natural. So that's a part of like the call. So I think it's all cool. No worries,
So no worries
no
at
worries. Yeah.
no worries at all. So journey starts at 12. I made a logo for $5, and made a social network for my friends and family at
Uh,
that time. So a usual entrepreneurial kind of stuff. So but then I thought that freelancing is something as a subsidiary kind of thing, right? And I should tap into something that I should create my own startups and products and stuff like that. And at that time at that time when I was 14, I created Pakistan's third largest ad tech network. We were getting 2
wow.
million traffic on our websites, two websites, news websites, news niche. We were getting 2 million traffic on that. I was having like 500 people working for me who were giving me traffics from different sources,
Wow.
from Facebook pages, from YouTube videos, from other sites as well, right? And I didn't started like that like it will hit 2 million, right? But we did it, and I
Mhm.
was 14 at that time. I was making like around at that time like it was uh, somewhere around $3 4 thousand, $5,000. CPC was low at that time, so
Mhm.
things went on. But I ran that for like 2 year, 2.5 year. Things fall apart. I shut that down. But I earned a lot from that.
Cool.
Moving on. That was very, 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 very good experience at very early stage. I then moved on to creating side projects, but toolish kind of side projects. I used to make some revenue, and then the tool get expired and stuff like that, and I move on kind of stuff.
Mhm.
When I was in O levels, it's eighth grade, eighth
Mhm.
standard class. When I was in O levels, I thought that it's been a long time now that we are bragging about ourselves, right? I'm bragging about myself that I'm someone who can create some stuff. I know the technical stuff, and people don't know me, right? And even my class fellows and my family don't knows me, right? What I'm
Hmm.
doing and stuff. So I thought that I should create some startup that can known by my name and I can known by that name and vice versa, right? A personal
Hmm.
branding kind of thing. I
Hmm.
created a Curiosity, Querycity, Curiosity,
Hmm.
which was an edtech startup, edtech startup, and I made that edtech startup around a very cool problem that was the basic uh, story of that tool was chat gpt for the students at that time. It was
Hmm.
2016, 17 kind of thing. It was chat gpt for the students. What we have, like what we did was that uh, we stored almost 300,000 questions in the
Hmm.
databases and gave the search engine to the students so that they can come on that search engine, and they can put in some keywords, they can put in some questions, and they get their answers within seconds, right? That was something very cool for them, and we got like 1,000 users in a week.
Oh,
And
wow.
that virality factor hit me, and I thought that this is something I wanted to create, and this is kind of startupish thing that I wanted to create.
Hmm.
So then I moved forward with the studies and stuff, and I was doing the freelancing and the other projects as well, making enough revenue to fulfill my pockets and stuff.
Hmm.
At that time. And when I landed in my university in my first semester, I got opportunity to present myself in Microsoft Imagine Cup,
Hmm.
a startup competition which Microsoft holds. I just pitched my idea to Microsoft Imagine in Microsoft Imagine Cup, and I won the nationals, became world finalist on same idea on Curiosity. So uh, from that virality factor of the regional level, I became famous on the national level, right? I was on the news channels, newspapers, and stuff like that, on the mainstream media, obviously, and that gave me huge connections. Sorry
Hmm.
again, this will happen.
Yeah, no
uh,
problem. I'm writing this down. Meanwhile,
this will happen because temporary cameras and stuff. So
I know where it's all. Yeah.
so the thing is that this thing got me the national kind of virality, and my plan was, my strategic plan was fulfilling, right? I
Hmm.
thought that I'll be viral in my locality, and then I'll be viral in my national level, and then I'll be proceeding towards the global perspectives, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the things were going good at that time, and then I thought that I should, now it's the time. I do have connections, I do have people who are watching me, right? Who have the expectations from me. What
Hmm.
expectations are, like, what are the expectations of myself towards me, right? I should clarify those first of all, before thinking that I should go viral, or I should do something that makes myself more sustainable than being a viral personality, right?
Hmm.
So I made a strategic plan. Strategic plan included that it's a do or die situation. So that strategic plan include that I will be creating portfolio projects. I'll be making my portfolio. I'll be making the revenue. I saw the collective advantage behind that plan. The plan was that I'll be, once the projects will be there, um, and exits will be there, people will know that how the businesses are being carried out, right? How you have to kickstart, how you have to make, how you have to budget your things, and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I saw the collective advantage that people will be getting connected with me as we are connecting right now, right? Due
Yes.
to what I have in my portfolio, right? So that I achieved in 1 year. In 7 months, I sold 7 side projects, and that I had a very good strategy. behind that. We can later on talk about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
as well.
definitely, definitely. Yeah.
So that's the whole journey
Hmm.
since then till now. Started as a youngster, and now here, and haven't achieved many things obviously, but the plans are to get make some unicorns kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
and like those are the plans.
Okay. 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 Uh, uh, Before I ask questions, can you also like clarify, probably just to understand, like what are the biggest achievements, probably in terms of revenue or team size? Like you mentioned, the traffic, like 2 million. Probably you have something bigger, like in your pockets. Just like to summarize, like your achievements.
So it's like every phase of mine has some kind of achievement attached to it. Now, starting with the social networking site for my class fellows, that was the biggest achievement. What, in sixth class,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then we pivoted towards the toward gave was 2 million traffic monthly, and that was
Comma.
huge achievement in itself. And then when I moved towards the startup kind of thing, I when I launched Curiosity, I became national winner on that. I was incubated in national incubation centers, so that was biggest achievement of the lifetime, becoming the national winner and becoming the world finalist. That was achievement in itself.
Hmm.
So that was then. And when it comes towards my phase one of the life, in which we'll talk about later obviously, that is selling 7 side projects in 7 months, and getting some was pre-revenue, some were like making a few dollars of MRR and stuff like that. And that was like kind of achievement also, obviously, that you make something, you build something, you grow something, you find the gaps in market, you do the research, and then you make a final product, and then you launch stuff, right? And exited them. That was something, obviously.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. So yeah, there are definitely a lot of achievements, but just in terms of like numbers, like can you share like probably the biggest revenue or exit, like what you can share here?
so the biggest in sense of exit would be, I sold one of my startup that was in AI, not long ago, like a few months back. I created that site uh, in $632, sold it at $18,000.
Okay.
So a huge multiple in that as well.
Uh huh.
So that of that was one of the thing as well.
Okay.
So that was one of the thing as well. That were the numbers. uh
Hmm.
10 projects in 7 months, that is also a number. But in sense of the traffic, in sense of the traffic, um if I say, I have collective traffic of like, in the whole year, in past whole year, I have, I think, more than 300K unique users with their emails on my all platforms that I've the combined email
Oh,
as well. So I do
it's,
have that as well. So that's a
yeah, it's
huge
okay.
number of user acquisition, right?
Cool. And is it like emails from people from your region? And by the way, where you are? Can you tell?
Yeah, I'm based in Pakistan right now. There is a city Sialkot here in Pakistan, and I'm from there.
Okay. And so, like your projects now, like, and your email list that were there, are they like from Pakistanish, like a region, or?
No, it's 40-50% US side,
Mm-hmm.
and 10-20% like Europe side, and then others are general. So my total, like, I do sell my stuff, or I do, point my sales towards the west side, right? The US and the European side,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where the potential SaaS people are, right? So
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones I target.
Okay, got it. Okay, so now so this, and I think Dmitry also mentioned, Dmitry from Paralec Nano, he mentioned that you have a startup studio. Was it him wrong?
Yes. So the thing is that, um, let's talk about the phase wise first, so that I could let you know that what I am building right now.
Yes.
So
That's
I
good.
divided my life into like three phases. That could obviously, when I'll get achieve some more short term goals, I could make this something else, obviously. But right now, till now, I've divided my life into three phases, which is phase zero, one, two. Zero was the phase when I was like learning things,
Mm-hmm.
experiencing things, making some startups and doing stuff. Right. Phase one was in which I was validating myself. Right, making startups,
Mm-hmm.
making some revenue on the seven streak of seven exits, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the validation kind of stuff I was doing, making the personal branding around me. That's that's the phase one.
Mm-hmm.
And now I am pivoting towards the phase two, which is something growing at the 20x scale, which is
Oh, cool.
making products at a very large scale, and having like agencies and developers working for me to make the projects week after week, so that we could make bunch of products
Mm-hmm.
and bootstrap them and grow them, right? And
Cool.
few of them will be like for exit, and few of them will be for like making the revenue and stuff like that. That's another scenario. But the thing is that right now what Octa Labs is doing is, Octa Labs is a product studio, a product studio where we have three tier system: low tier, mid tier, high tier. Low tier ones are the narrow audience startups, startups that points narrow audiences, and the mid tier ones are the ones who are connecting two different niches, right? The marketplaces kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the mid tier ones, and then there are high tier ones. High tier ones are those, for example, the trolley, vocally, magic pick that I've launched in the past few months, that are high tier ones. High tier ones are those that have like more than 5 to 8 different use cases, right? And
Mm-hmm.
5 to 8 different use cases have 5 to 8 different niches to target, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan of making it. And the bigger picture of the business side of Octa Labs is that create enough products, and create enough products to bootstrap that you filter out, then you start filtering out, right? Which to exit, which to bootstrap, which to take to the millions kind of stuff. And that's the basic plan: making a few things for ourselves, making few things for the others. And basically, product studios are that creating something that is already in market, not creating the reinventing the wheel, but creating that is already in the market, but with some quality added in it. Quality in the sense of that no other one, like no other product is giving in the market, and you gather some feedback from the users of other platforms, and you gather some um, you gather some feedback from the other users. You check what they actually need. You get you converse with the customers actually, and then you create something that is more beneficial for them. So that's the plan of Octa Labs, in a sense. That is very skilled version of it. But obviously, if you see in the sense of VC business side, or if you see in the side of investor business side, or if you want to see in the business profit side, it has a huge strategy in itself. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the plan in it.
Okay. And do you have like already team? Did I miss it, or you tell it?
So the thing is that I had a very unique way of doing products when I was in phase one. What I was doing was that the niched products and low tier ones are I was creating on low code no code platforms, because
Yep.
obviously you are targeting small niches, and they just want a solution out of it. So obviously, um, a, a smaller um, a smaller solution would be good for them, right? So I was creating on low code no code platforms, and that I was doing from scratch, from making designs, buttons, and doing research and stuff, right? So that was I was doing on the low code no code, and simultaneously I was hiring people for the mid tier ones. For example, if that thing could be done on the no code low code, I could do that, right? If that can't be done on the low code no code platforms, I hire some freelancers on the specific niche, and I make products for the people. And
Mm-hmm.
simultaneously, then the high tier ones are being created by the dev agencies I was working for a few years back, and now they are working for me. So the
That's how
thing
we
is
roll
that, like,
it.
So simultaneously I was creating three projects at a time, three products at a time for the market.
Hmm.
That's how I was doing it. But I thought that that's too much pace, that's too much to uh, carry out, that I should be focusing on at least one two at a time, and growing it for a month, and then see what the potential is, right? And then pivoting around and see what we can do. So now, as I'm growing Octalabs have dev agencies that I have like trusted upon from like past 5 7 years. They are A grade players. It's very very hard to find A level players, right? In the market, who actually knows how things are done, right? Who knows that what's SaaS, what's Web3, what's the things, right? So I do have the A players. I'm very very much confident on them. And then it's like web of people I have. It's like web. Some are in Europe, some agencies in India, some agencies are in Pakistan. So it's a web, but that web is a gold mine, right? Because I've spent thousands of dollars to test out the people, to test out the quality of people, actually, what they are like, what their quality is, right? And when you start, when the vibe starts getting like, when vibe matches with those people, and they give you right outputs, right? Then you think that these are someone's who will be helping you out for the next 10 20 years, right? So I have made a very very good connections with them. And I think that my brackets are full right now. My bucket is full, obviously. I have two dev agencies here in Pakistan, AI engineers from India and Siberia, both good AI engineers. And then obviously I, the product manager, the the business maker kind of stuff. So that's
Oh,
that's
it's very interesting. So we'll discuss it with you later because I'll pitch you Nana. So I'll describe you what Nana is, and probably I see a really great fit. And what you're talking here about, like invalidating people, make sure like they already built something, to trust them, so you can trust them like good projects. So yeah, there are a lot of
Mhm.
like meaning in your words. But what I wanted first to discuss, I want to understand how you are so smart. So let's figure out this because, uh, first of all, you're very young and you're already here, and it's like obvious thing. But secondly, like when you describe in like your past, I don't know if it was like engineered or you now like reflect it and you see it, but you like kind of see like plan your life. You understand how to live consciously, how to move forward, how to be a good person, I believe, as you're meeting
Yeah.
with a lot of people. So I wonder how did you get this in 12 years, and how do you learn now, because it's also very important for us.
So what I believe is that when people start saying that you have to fail to learn, people usually take this as that, okay, if something I like, if I've failed in something, I should be pivoting around and see what I can do, right? I think that's a blame game that I've learned at a very early age. When I was 14, when I was doing the ad tech startup, I learned that the actual thing is, when you start failing, when your graph start going downwards, and the thing is that you have to get yourselves from reds to greens. That's the actual value of that specific line, that you have to fail to get the success, right? You know how to take that down going chart towards going up, right? That's the actual meaning of failing and then getting success. But people they exit very very quickly, and they pivot around and start moving on to different stuff. But what I have experienced is that there is nothing such as failure, in a
Hmm.
sense of, in the bigger meaning, obviously.
Yeah.
So there is nothing such as failure. You just have to make your red candles go green at the end of the day. And
Hmm.
when you do that, it equals to your experience and as well as short term success, obviously. So I believe that, and that helped me a lot since day one. Since day one, when I started my $5 gig till
Mhm.
now, this helped me a lot. That anything, when I start feeling that there is some pressure on me, I'm burdenized, or I have to pause this, I have to do this later on and stuff like that. I start analyzing myself and say to me that, like, it's a blame game that you are playing, uh, 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 and you have to uh, wake up again, and you have to do next thing and next thing and do next. That's something I have in me, that keeps me, you know keeps me running for the long term. I think that's the thing that I think will help others as well to understand. If you are playing the blame game, or if you are getting into your uh, if you're getting into the game of easiness, right, that will get yourself very much stuck into something that will actually become your red candles at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And did I get you right? So you're saying like if you like experience something bad, your goal is to like turn this experience in something good, right? So start
Yeah,
seeing it as something good. Is it what you're
yeah,
saying?
obviously, yeah. That's the skimmed version of the whole story that you
Cool.
can take.
And it's very interesting that you mentioned it because it's something that I told today to Alex when she interviewed me, and I learned it from my favorite author, Derek Sivers, and he mentioned some guy who did rejection therapy, and what he did, he for 100 days he did something so people reject him.
Hmm.
The goal of this therapy is that you need to get the rejection, you need to feel stress, and when you actually lose when you don't feel stress. So that's kind of interesting because when he did something really scary, he felt that he accomplished goal, and that's why he moved forward and become better and better. But what bigger he discovered is that a lot of things that he thought people will think that are weird, people just say, okay, okay, let's do this. And for
Hmm.
example, he bought some plant in some store and just knocked on the random door and asked to plant this flower in their backyard. And the owner of house just said, yeah, it's weird, but okay, okay, go there. And he just go there, and you can
Hmm.
imagine that it's like cool, like lots of experience because you start discussing. So you already kind of broke the wall because you're doing something weird here, so you can
Hmm.
play weird. So it's like very, I think, profound idea, and what you're telling is definitely truth. But my question, so where did you learn it? Because I learned it for Derek or like from someone else. But do you know like who teach like I think there's some person or probably like book or something else that taught you. What do
So
you think?
I'm not a very bookish person, so that's bad. But obviously, I'm not a kind of
It's not
bookish
bad.
person. But the thing is
First of
that
all, it's not bad. Just
I don't know how. But the thing is, I think learn from my experiences every day, that like what went wrong and what I had. And I think I saw like I'm very inspired by my father. Obviously, he's an entrepreneur himself, so
oh, so
I think his
okay.
today observe like I observe him day, so that helped me a lot, obviously. But at the end of the, like, other than that, I think there is uh, other than that, obviously, there is nothing, like no book and none to people. Other than that, you are like, see, entrepreneurship is a philosophy, it's a lifestyle, right? Are
Yes.
adopting it, you should analyze yourself first, because obviously you are a big anyone else when you are entering towards the entrepreneurial world, right? So you have different chapters, some bad chapters, some good chapters, right? But every book have table of contents, right? So you just
Hmm.
can analyze your table of contents every day, that what is like what's went wrong in this whole month, and what I did
Hmm.
best, right? And so that could, eventually, I think, can take you towards something that will make you stronger than you were before. I think that's the only thing, because you are the book in yourself. I believe that, because I learned coding from nowhere. I learned from YouTube. I came into university like later on, right? I'm in university right now. I'm doing the professional stuff, but that's very, very late. But when I started from YouTube. Where what I learned drop shipping from YouTube. I learned website making from YouTube. I learned, so like the YouTube is your best teacher right now. So
Definitely.
that's the thing. Paid courses right now of good people, I think those as well. But before purchasing something, right? I believe purchasing something, you should be on some, should set up your benchmark first, so that you can, learn yourself first, that how much capability you before purchasing something, right? Can you, if you're putting $500 into some course, are you capable of doing what he's providing, or did you know, like, do you know what he's already providing in that? Do you already know that? So if you had set up a benchmark of yourself, that will help you a lot, uh, polishing yourself, right? Getting out of scams, making yourself good, making your products good, getting yourself better strategy, marketing strategy, getting a better view of the businesses, right? That's all your personal analysis, and obviously how good observer you are, like on
Yeah.
Twitter, on LinkedIn, on different, like, I do not suggest a site to go to, but anything you are on, like if on Instagram even, you can follow the pages of people, and you can learn from them, that how they are perceiving their lives. So if you're a good observer, if you're a good decision maker, not a good one, but a instant decision maker, that will help you a lot in, making yourself a, a good ad, a good person at the end of the day. Not a good person in sense of the etiquettes of the stuff, but in a good person in sense of making something that is very useful to the other people.
Yes, yes, I agree. And do you write about this stuff, like how to be resourceful, how to approach things, or don't?
I have been into onto interviews on Indie Hacker. Like Indie Hacker team posted the interview as well. Sveta done that too on her newsletter. I haven't written anything, and my profile, I think, as the
Oh,
whole book.
let's
I think, uh, because
so
like
you don't
since
try, but yeah, because I think I found something. So I want to clarify. So do you have tweets in your profile that talking about like this, or you don't try it about this?
so I from day one I'm building in public. I started building in public in 2021, December 2021. I started building in public, using building in public hashtag obviously, and started from there. But the thing is,
It's not obvious, by the way. I didn't use it, so I also
now
think.
I don't. Now I don't. But the thing is that when I started, when I don't have like the followers or stuff, I started doing that for the engagements and making my profile. So I started in December 2021. Yes, that's December 2021 when I launched. I think vocally was in development process at that time. I know that it was
Yeah,
2021. So
I mean, but you're talking about what? About startup or about philosophy?
about both the things, i
Because
i tweeted every day on building in public, from the landing pages till the development and stuff. I posted every day on all the seven projects that I've sold. So that's in itself content there on my profile. And then if you talk about the philosophical or entrepreneurial or that kind of stuff, that is also on my tweets as well, on my
oh,
profile as
okay.
well. So I'm a more of a like Twitter guy rather than any other social network. So
Now it's
you
great.
can see anything.
So I want to understand whether you understand that like your way of thinking is your power, or you don't understand it. Because you seem pretty confident, but I think you don't really understand that your consciousness is I think a powerful skill. Or
I
do you
don't
understand?
know. I don't know, but I just go with the flow, making some good
So
decisions,
yeah,
some
so
bad
here
decisions.
So Nana is here. So what I'm telling people, I'm like producer. So I'm trying to see like the best thing in people that they don't know yet, and I think that's what happened here. Because like listen to my story. I was completely unconscious, I know until 28 years or something. I always have like this stupid energy to do something, to create something. So that's how I moved forward. But I never really like had goals. It just like everything was okay, but I didn't have any ambitious goals. I just moved and moved and moved. And only when I started to like trying to get into Twitter, into content, I felt like and to understand that I can't create content even though I'm building products, I'm leading team. I can't create content. So I started learning it, and that's how I learned like to develop consciousness. Like I learned because in order to see this like stories in your life, you need to like be conscious. Like you need to ask questions like what happened cool today, what happened bad today, how I can fix this. So it was for
Mm.
me a big learning process, and that's what people now appreciate in me. I always like never like thought about it, so I thought it's just a weird like thing, but that's what they really love like when I'm sharing like this stuff. So I think you think probably I'm 21, I'm too young, I'm not like deserving sharing this philosophy, but no, you should start doing this, and I think it's cool. I mean, it's not philosophy. Like you are not sharing philosophy. You're sharing practical things. Like if something is bad, try to make
Yeah,
it.
I.
So
Mm.
it's very practical. So yeah, think about it. But let me tell you, let me tell you about Nana. So to um, also continue our conversation. So I really love what you tell about the company you're building, the studio Octolabs, right? Because so with Nana, we're building something similar, but global, and now it's in Twitter. So imagine if you like continue working with us. You mentioned now that you like generated this huge amount of traffic. You can already like treat yourself person as a person, Taimoor, as a company that can generate like a huge amount of traffic. So let's say that we like already partnering with you, and all our partnership isn't public. So that's how we really show how we work. That's what doesn't allow us to be like bad people. That doesn't allow us to be out of market and charge you $100,000 for a stupid like product. And we really think that we can build it through if we declare a system. Like if you want to like with you, like if you want to work with Nana, then you need to tweet daily. It's not because we think that you must tweet daily. It's because we need to see what is going on with you. We need to see how you think. We need to see how you act when you have a conflict. So that's why we need the system. And what we're trying to do, so we started with Paralect, as we have a huge like service company that we can utilize. But if it works well, and I think it works well, we soon like we will get not enough people. So that's when we will start like ask like Alex, you, other people, just can you take like this client, like they need to build this, and we say here is Taimoor, and he's not just a guy.
Mm.
He's not a consultant. We built a product with him, and also he sold the product, and also he generated 2 million like in traffic. So that's like kind of the community that we build in. But the complexity of it is that we need like really create this playbook and rules, really like strict rules, because you probably know that not every person can become an entrepreneur or creator. So internet says that it's only yeah, only 1%, but 1 to 10%, let's say. So it will be tough. So these rules will be tough, but for those, like you said, who follow entrepreneurship as a lifestyle, it's not tough, it's fun. So that's the fun life that I
Yeah.
live. So I'm not forcing myself to tweet daily. I'm just go there and tweet, chat with my friends. So it's very interesting, and it's and interesting that you're solving this issue of trust that you mentioned through actual practice. That's what we want to do also. Like if you want to join us, like don't pitch like services or stuff. Just start sharing your works and help other people. So that's how we can see how they work, how much they can provide for free, like how they understand like the systems, like to put around, like how they think about the business basically. So yeah, I think it's really cool that you found us, and we need to do something together. So congrats, because we, as I said, we will put a tough filter on it. So we discussed a lot with Dmitry, with Tim, that yeah, we really need to kick off people. I mean, not kick off, but saying sorry, you are not ready. Like try this because this program is
Mm-hmm.
not for everyone. And
Mm-hmm.
why I think like you are fit. So first of all, yeah, you have a track record. So you told me about startups, so it's all amazing. So by itself, like in your age, it's like fantastic. Secondly, like you want to change the world. Like I heard that you want to build unicorns. I think you can like tell it more nicer way, like changing the world for sure. So that's also that we need like ambitious thinking, not like because if you're not ambitious, you'll start ask me like to help you with all the stuff. I don't want you to ask me. I want to build together with you and learn with you. So that's how we
Right, right. Understandable. Understandable.
yeah, so it's cool. And third of all, it's also I think it's more for me is that you are already like kind of spiritual person, so you can really help people to feel better, basically. So that's also cool. And you prove it with your Twitter, so you have a lot of followers there. So it's I think for a reason. So
Yeah,
let's discuss.
I've been doing since a long time this, like starting in 2021, and helping this public, and telling, so that will help me a lot, and obviously and providing the content for the 10 days, obviously, and then afterward. But the thing is that that's what I do. So
Yeah.
what your demands are, that's what I do. So that's not a, like that's not an issue.
Easy, easy, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's probably discuss
Mhm.
like like what's your project. So I just load it in my memory and try to think about it more. So what you're building, what you think you will need the help, when you will need this help. So let's discuss this.
The thing is that, like, as I've told you, that I was like making projects that were bound to be sold, right?
Hmm.
For making finances, obviously, for making portfolio stuff. Now, as I'm like moving towards that, there should be um, projects that I could now grow, and grow till amount. Good amount, I mean
Okay.
thousands of users, thousands of dollars, and like more, obviously. So I am on plan to grow at a 20x scale. So
Hmm.
as the project that I've chosen to go with is trolley.ai, that I generated SEO articles, a very
Hmm.
huge demand in the industry, obviously a
Okay.
huge gap as well to fulfill. I chose trolley because that is one of the project that could go very, very huge in coming days,
Hmm.
and few partnerships on that, making a few roadmaps on that, that will obviously help me out in uh, creating um, the first the projects that will hit at a good. Till now we have
Uh-huh.
2800 users in that. Lower conversion, but obviously conversion at 299, more than enough
Oh,
to start with. So it's a good, it's a good thing to
uh, did you
a
say?
good project to start with. It's one of uh, the one of the projects that was included in Octalab's roadmap, and
Hmm.
others that I've created right now. For example, Docker yesterday on Product Hunt, that I have that was bound to be sold, as like that was bound to be sold. Either
Hmm.
way, so the trolleys plan is to grow bigger, and side by side, the Docker's plan is to get sold, and make finances to fuel the higher ones, right? To
Hmm.
fuel the better, the high tier ones. So that's the plan. So at the end of the day, it's trolley that.
Okay. So it's trolley, right? Or is boss at the moment? Sorry. Can you hear me? Sorry, can you hear me, Taimoor?
Yeah, trolley.ai.
Oh, okay. Okay. And do you have already? You mentioned
Yes, I
it's
can hear you. I
30.
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's internet delayed. 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Sorry. So there was some delay. Okay. So it's Trolley.ai, and you mentioned it's 3,800 users, right?
2,800 users and more than
2,800 users.
16,000 unique visitors. Around
Nice.
that, few conversions like around 15, 16.
Okay. So and you have the product ready that is working, or what?
Yeah, it's beta version is in the market. With the basic UI with the basic stuff. But coming soon, as you see the coming soon features on the landing page, those are coming in two
Uh-huh.
three days after these that I'm so now the holiday Eid holidays.
Okay.
After that they will be launched. So the main features are coming in a few days. That the trolley as a product a lot.
Okay, and so what help do you think you potentially will need from us? Like, so you have a product ready. It seems like you have a plan, but I don't know, like, what probably small for us, but big for you. We can do. I don't know. It's probably so. Usually, it's something like design or like video. I don't know what is your case. Like, do you know, or we should think about it?
I think we should both take time on our sides to figure out what we have on the plate, right? On your side as
Yeah,
well, on my
yeah.
side as well. For example, what you can do for trolley and what we provide in trolley to make it big. Obviously, we could like uh, converse on that as like uh, after taking a few days to figure how we could right paths to hit the customers.
Yeah. And as you have this numbers, so it's will be pretty easy. So we should like talk about rather like growing users, so growing like conversion rate, or something like that. And what means like a growing conversion rate? It means we need to understand like all the channels that you have, like what the kind of users, how you acquire them, and probably figure out
Yeah.
something else. But you seem to be like probably more knowledgeable than me, like in marketing. So that's also the thing. But we'll start thinking, and we'll figure out something.
Yeah, sure. I'll be putting in some suggestions, maybe publicly, maybe private, obviously, because that's all about growing with each other, both the
Yes.
parties, right? So I have suggestions. I've thinking about a few partnerships as well. Let's
Oh,
see what you
one
guys
thing.
have on your plate. As yeah,
Yeah, I have suggestions. So probably it will be easier because mm, as you already have a product, a vision, it seems like you have it like already like planned. So we for sure can help you something, but probably it won't be that big of an impact. But probably you have some idea of a product and you don't have resources for it, but you really feel passion, you want to launch it. So probably you'll think about these kind of things like what product we can build to sell on microacquire in 1 month, something like that. Probably you have like users
yeah.
ready.
I do have a lot of plans. A lot of plans. Just see. So what the good thing is that moving so fast and it's getting saturated products as well. So uh, I do have a lot of plans. I have a lot of ideas as well to launch. I do have as well. Let's figure out how we can how we can keep this pace,
Yeah.
this um, thing, and see what we can make. Obviously, if we can go with trolleying, or we can we can
Why not?
do some stuff, right?
Yeah, one other suggestion. So also like it can be not a separate product, like completely separate idea, but if you want to keep focus on trolley, it makes sense. What we can do, probably you have an idea of a micro SaaS that you can launch to drive traffic to trolley eventually. Like, I don't know, something like free tool to do something in browser. You know better like about the SEO articles. Probably it's a limited
Agree on that.
number of. Yeah.
Agree on
So I
that.
think.
Yeah, that's a good plan. But obviously, I'm putting on table as well. Obviously, I do have a list of ideas as well that are like have a huge potential as an if we create just an MVP around it, a very
Oh,
micro one to just start. I have that plans as well. If we want to focus on the trolley, we have like I have the plans for that as well.
yeah,
I have long-term plans
yeah.
for
If we're
that.
talking, yeah, yeah, if we're talking about reality show and if it's like relates with you, it will be better to create a challenge, like something where we'll launch a product together with like Paralect and we'll sell it or microacquire in 1 month, and that's like will challenge
Yeah,
us
that
because
is
something like
yeah,
that.
that is
And
something
yeah,
that
we can figure out.
will get the virality as well on.
And imagine like we can discuss like all this like equity like stuff also in public, because like we don't have goal here to earn a lot of money. We have a goal to teach people, to show how it's going, and of course earn a lot of attention because of this. I think this will be the best. And as you know marketing, and as you're already founder, and as you already sold the startup, so it should be like easy for you. And it's easy for us to build something and quick, if it's small like and useful, for sure. Like, let's do this.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do this. Let's see how we can creating something good for the as well as for us.
Cool. Yeah, thank you, Timur. So I enjoyed this conversation, and again, like, thank you very much for like showing your trust in Nano, and I'm happy that Nano attracts people like you. So it's also like very cool for me, like to see a person like you here. One question that I ask everyone in like this series is, what is your message to building public community, like to people who are just starting, who probably continue doing it? Like, what do you want to say to them?
So I do have a very good message for them, for everybody, for not just the build in public ones, for everybody.
Okay.
That if you like, if you are a developer, developing is hard, right? If you freelancer, freelancing is hard. If you are a designer, designing is hard. If you are a businessman, business is doing business is hard. Everything is difficult. Just choose your difficulty and stick with it. Just choose it, choose once, and then stick with it, and then see how this wave goes, right? Just choose it and just start doing it.
Man, it's your consciousness. It's very powerful words, and it's cool that you're saying accept the pain and and go to it, and that's how the pain will transition to fun, right? Thank you, Timur.
Yeah, that's good.
You're a very wise young man, so it's very cool, and I'm really happy for like people like you, because like now when I realized that I probably like could like live my life more effective, and I only get this, I have no other feeling than like respect to people like you who like lived through it, who got it earlier. So I think we'll build something cool together. So thank you again.
For sure, I'm looking forward to it as well. How this goes.
I'll go. Send the record.
Do it in public. You have nothing to hide. Start using the internet. Join the ride. Do it in public. You have nothing to hide. Start using the internet. Join the ride. Do it in